Facing fear, a life-changing perspective on death you can't miss. Death is a subject that has haunted and intrigued humanity for centuries. Whether it's the fear of the unknown, the pain of losing a loved one, or the existential dread of our own mortality, death represents one of the most profound aspects of human life. Yet, the way we approach death can greatly influence the way we live. This video, Facing Fear, a life-changing perspective on death you can't miss, seeks to help viewers navigate the complex emotional landscape surrounding death and find empowerment in understanding and accepting it. Why do we fear death? The fear of death, also known as thanatophobia, is a natural and universal experience. It stems from the human need to survive and the unknown nature of what comes after life. People often associate death with pain, loss, and oblivion, creating a cocktail of emotions that can lead to anxiety and avoidance. Additionally, cultural and religious beliefs shape how individuals perceive death. For example, some may view it as a transition into the afterlife, while others see it as the end of consciousness. In either case, fear arises because death signifies the end of what we know and the beginning of an unfathomable mystery. Cultural and historical perspectives on death throughout history, different cultures have developed rituals, philosophies, and beliefs to cope with the fear of death. The ancient Egyptians, for example, believed in a complex afterlife where the dead would journey through trials before reaching paradise. The Tibetan Book of the Dead details the stages of dying and rebirth, offering a roadmap for navigating death and reincarnation. In contrast, the Stoic philosophers of ancient Greece and Rome emphasized the importance of accepting death as a natural part of life. They believed that by confronting our mortality, we could live with greater wisdom, clarity, and purpose. The way we view death is deeply intertwined with the culture we grow up in. Western societies tend to avoid discussing death, often viewing it as a taboo topic. However, many Eastern cultures see death as a part of the cycle of life, encouraging open conversations and rituals to honor the dead. Understanding how these cultural perspectives shape our own fear of death is crucial to developing a healthier relationship with mortality. The role of religion and spirituality. Religion and spirituality play a significant role in how people view and process death. For many, religious beliefs offer a sense of comfort and hope in the face of death. The promise of an afterlife, heaven, or reincarnation can mitigate the fear of dying by offering a continuation of existence in a different form. Christianity, for instance, teaches that those who live righteous lives will experience eternal life in heaven. Similarly, Hinduism believes in the cycle of samsara, birth, death, and rebirth, where the soul reincarnates based on karma until it attains liberation, moksha. On the other hand, those who do not subscribe to religious beliefs may find death more difficult to grapple with. Without the promise of an afterlife, death can seem like the end of everything. However, many secular philosophies, such as humanism and existentialism, encourage individuals to find meaning and purpose in life despite the inevitability of death. These perspectives emphasize the importance of living fully in the present moment, and leaving a positive impact on the world. The power of acceptance. One of the most empowering ways to face the fear of death is through acceptance. Acceptance does not mean that we stop fearing death altogether, but rather that we acknowledge it as an inevitable part of life. When we stop running from the idea of death and instead confront it head-on, we can live more mindfully and authentically. Mindfulness is a practice that teaches us to stay present in each moment, helping us to become more aware of our thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations. By practicing mindfulness, we can learn to sit with our fear of death without letting it control us. We begin to understand that death, like life, is temporary and ever-changing. This shift in perception can reduce anxiety and help us live with more peace. The Stoics also offer a helpful philosophy for accepting death. They encourage individuals to practice the concept of Memento Mori, remember that you will die. Far from being a morbid fixation on death, Memento Mori serves as a reminder to live each day to the fullest, knowing that life is finite. By accepting that death is an unavoidable part of the human experience, we can find freedom and motivation to live with intention. Living fully in the face of death. When we accept death as a natural part of life, we can start to focus on what truly matters, living fully and meaningfully. Fear of death often causes us to avoid risks, cling to material possessions, or procrastinate on pursuing our dreams. But once we face our fear, we are free to live with greater passion and purpose. Living fully means different things for different people. For some, it may involve traveling the world, seeking new experiences, or pursuing lifelong dreams. For others, it may mean deepening relationships with loved ones, engaging in creative endeavors, or giving back to the community. The key is to focus on what brings meaning and joy to your life, knowing that time is precious. Additionally, the awareness of death can help us prioritize what truly matters. When we know that our time is limited, we are less likely to waste it on trivial concerns. We may choose to spend more time with loved ones, invest in personal growth, and pursue the things that bring us fulfillment. In this way, facing death becomes a catalyst for living a more authentic and meaningful life. Healing through grief and loss. Fear of death is often intertwined with the pain of losing loved ones. Grief is a natural response to loss, but it can be incredibly difficult to navigate. When we lose someone we love, we are confronted with the reality of death in a deeply personal way. This can trigger feelings of sadness, anger, confusion, and even existential crisis. However, grief can also be a powerful tool for healing and growth. By allowing ourselves to fully experience and process our emotions, we can find ways to honor the memory of those we've lost while continuing to live meaningful lives. Practices such as journaling, meditation, and therapy can help individuals work through their grief and come to terms with the loss. Moreover, understanding that death is a part of life can bring a sense of peace. While we may never fully get over the loss of a loved one, we can find ways to integrate their memory into our lives. We can celebrate the time we had with them, learn from their experiences, and carry their legacy forward. Death as a teacher. In many ways, death is one of the greatest teachers we have. It reminds us of the impermanence of life, and challenges us to live with purpose and intention. When we face our fear of death, we can gain a deeper appreciation for the beauty of life. We learn to cherish each moment, love more fully, and let go of the things that don't serve us. As we grow older, the reality of death becomes more apparent. But rather than succumbing to fear, we can use this knowledge to become wiser and more compassionate individuals. By accepting death, we gain the freedom to live without regret, knowing that we have done our best with the time we have. Facing fear, a life-changing perspective on death you can't miss, offers viewers the opportunity to confront one of the most challenging aspects of human existence, our own mortality. By exploring cultural, religious, and philosophical perspectives on death, this video encourages us to face our fears, embrace acceptance, and live fully in the present. Ultimately, death is not something to be feared but understood. By changing our perspective on death, we can find freedom from fear and discover a deeper sense of meaning in life. As we confront death, we learn to cherish the time we have, live with purpose, and leave a lasting impact on the world around us.